Editing Ashley here, and I'm going through this week's vlog and I realized I never introduced it. So, hi, hello. If you're new here, I'm not normally wearing glasses. I'm Ashley. I live in the Pacific Northwest, Oregon to be more precise, and I have been documenting what it's like starting my own business, working from home, taking care of my puppy child, and we're doing some house renovations. So please enjoy, stick around, and let's get back to this. Whatever this is. This is an interesting hodgepodge. Got some home renovations, um, and then some existential crisis, more so existential dread. Hmm. Does that pique your interest? And I review some of the books that I read last year. But please stick around. I promise it gets more exciting than this. Back to the woodworking, I guess.
All right, so table saws, what are we talking about?
Let's talk a little bit about table saw safety. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one thing or a couple of things that's really dangerous about a table saw because there are a lot of injuries every year. So
I'm laughing because you made a hamburger, but
I'm just going to talk over some of this. This is my best friend, Lacey. Normally I just refer to her as best friend. But we broke out the table saw, had to watch a few instructional videos, and then started cutting down some of the cabinets so that we can make them 4 inches shorter if you've stuck around from our last adventure. What? I know, it's not fun, but necessary. Busting out the new Hokas. Part of the Double Nut Club. Should we go for a walk? Should we go for a walk?
Up close.
And the item number is 902-82180.
We need two.
It is the next day. Oh, I still have a clip in my hair. Honestly, it's kind of a vibe with the Taylor Swift sweater. I'm in the office. It's a little bit of a mess just because we had to displace a lot of stuff from the living room into every other room while we're renovating. But I have a lot of work to do today. Maybe we put that back in. We'll just, hopefully that figures itself out. You gonna help me today? Yeah, okay, he's gonna help. I'm kind of at a weird point in my business where all of my business stuff is established, but I really need to get clients who sign on for packages instead of one-off jobs, just to make it like a little more sustainable, so that I can forecast things better, all that. Plus, I'd really love to build some relationships with people and companies that I value, and that they value the kind of work and stuff that I can do for them. And so that we can kind of, you know, grow our businesses together. This is going to drive me crazy. We'll figure it out. All right, join me for my last set of stretch and folds. We'll get a little higher. All right, you can look at this side. Wet hand. Yeah, one more. Okay, we're gonna cover that and let it rest. It's at about the 1 quart mark. If it were to be even, we want it to get to almost the 2 quart. I'd be happy with 1.5. But I'm going to let that sit. I'm gonna let that sit and do its thing. I currently have bagels in the oven. Maybe I'll show those to you. But it's been a pretty productive day. We've gotten quite a bit done. Okay. Here we go. My sad little plain bagel got a little brown. I did 2 of those. And then the rest are all pepper jack and Parmesan. Okay, I think it is time to wrap up the work day. You are so close to me. Can we back you up? Panic, there was a tweet from Taylor Nation. It tells me nothing. But what I am gonna go over is my miniature library from last year, because I need to update it for this month. So my miniature library lives in this. It's had some better days, but as you can see, shelves, books, all that jazz. I got this shadow box and I just used my Cricut. It'll be easier to tell when there's books in there, but I just put 2024 miniature library. There's a little hole in there, so I figured we could just put them in there. Should we pull up and get some? I don't even know if I have a whole bunch of stats from last year. Put down all the books that I read, but I most definitely didn't keep stats like I did the year before. Like, I could tell you that I read over 200 hockey romance books, but I think we should start putting these in. I loved this book. We'll do it beauty guru style. Between Desire and Denial by Shain Rose. I want to say that is book 3 in that series. Girlie thinks it's fine. Super cute. Love that. I actually liked that there was a little more drama in that one. It was very mysterious. I'd like to see more of that. Becka Mac. Always a winner. I read this as an arc, The Breakout by Madi, Danielle. Maybe I should just start putting them on the screen instead of trying to show them to you. I love, it was cute, Ainsley Booth's books. This one is The Scoring Secret. Oh my god, this is such a mess. Oh yeah, I was trying to figure out past challenges and goals. There we go. 2024, I read 286 books. 2023, I read 457 books. That's embarrassing. Oh, that's too many books. Let me see if it'll give me any stats. No, it won't. It's just gonna give me a list of the books that I read. Thanks, Goodreads. You're not helpful. Storygraph, will you be more helpful? If you want, you can find me on both those platforms. You can see what I'm reading. We can read together. I always love chatting about what I've read. Ooh, they do have a reading wrap up. Sorry, I got way too excited about that. Here's my 2024 reading wrap up. First book I read was A Little Luck by Louise. The last book I read was A Pack for Winter by Eliana. Sounds about right. Okay, some of these are really funny. I'm gonna include some of these graphics just because they make me laugh. Genres I spent the most time reading in 2024. No surprise, romance. The longest book I read, Cherished by Emilia Emerson. Loved it. Oh, this whole series is really good. This is Chasing Home by Hannah Cowan. I'm gonna throw this, but the cat is waiting out there and the cat is going to attack him. Linus, do you see that Minnie is right there? Do you see that the cat is right there? Yeah. Shortest book I read was, I want to say it was a prequel. Oh, it was Off to the Races by Elsie Silver. That was only 17 pages. Authors I spent the most time with in 2024. Megan Quinn, Lisa Suzanne, and Lulu Moore. I read a couple series. Also, Lisa Suzanne, not so much recently, but previously used to publish her books like in stints of 5. Like each book, each series would be one book, one couple, but it would cross over a couple hundred pages and like 5 books. But recently she started publishing some of her older works together. So like The Coach, my average star rating was a 4.19. What I do really love about Storygraph is it allows you to give things half and quarter ratings. I typically don't give quarter ratings just because I'm like, either it is or it isn't. Sometimes the half is it, because like it wasn't quite a 4-star read, but it wasn't a 3-star read either. What I appreciate about BookBub is when you go to give it stars, I want to say 5 is excellent, 4 is like great, 3 is good, and then it goes down from there. And I think a lot of books are good plus, even great, and then as a 5-star I'm like, this is so good, I can't stop talking about it. I want everyone to read about it so that we can discuss. In 2024, I had a number of 5-star reads. We're gonna screenshot this. I really went in on some of these books. Ooh, The Puck Decoy. God, that was such a good book. His Tesoro, also by Emilia Emerson. I will read anything that woman writes. She is outstanding. She is such a good writer. There's always such good representation. In that one, the FMC has a disability, but it's not like a woe's me or the focus of the story. It's like, sounds silly, but it's almost also her superpower. I really, really enjoyed that author. She writes under another pen name as well. So it's Emilia Rossi for her Mafia series, and then Emilia Emerson for her Omega verse. That's super good. Some months were better than others. In September, my average rating was a 4.57. In May, I read 9,989 pages.
Was I okay?
Clearly the answer was no. Other Storygraph users and your 2024 reads. Emily Henry's Funny Story. That was the least shelved book. Temporary Love. I read that really early on. The author of it had DM'd me on Instagram and asked me to review an art copy of it. And I did. I enjoyed it. It was fine. Did that series continue? I'd be interested in finding out. Ooh, the highest rated book on my shelf was Play Along by Liz Tomford. If you know anything about this series, it's so good. And I DNF'd 11 books this year. I wonder what books those were. Should we find out? Yeah. These all make sense. I won't share them. I refuse to talk negatively about a book I didn't like. Just because it wasn't for me doesn't mean it wasn't for someone else. And I mean, I liked all but 11. That's pretty great, to be honest. Let's get back to this project. Let's just start. I'm dropping books. Oh, this is a book I read last year that hasn't even come out yet. That's the thing when you do arcs of like traditionally published authors, they're like ready really early, because I get it. They have to like do review, print, all that stuff and send them to stores. So I read Dream Girl by Tessa Bailey. I read it. It was okay. If you are looking for a spicy Christmas book, How My Neighbor Stole Christmas by Megan Quinn. Perfection. Absolute perfection. We're making progress. Look at this. in real time. Okay, you need to read this series. It starts with Hey Batter Batter. This is by S. Manship. She's also just kind of fun to follow on socials. Shoot Your Shot by Hannah Gray. This series is a spin-off of this series. Her writing, perfect. Love it. We're making progress. But there we have it. There is my 2024 mini library. Wow. I'm impressed, to be honest. Now it is time to put back together my mini library so I can start filling it for this year. My best friend and I both have these. So let's start. Still have not started Onyx Storm, only because I have such a hard time with things that have like such hype around them. Sometimes it's just like too much to like jump in when everyone else is just like blabbing their mouths, just yapping away online. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I struggled to finish that one. I did it because my friend said that I would enjoy the rest of the series. It was a lot of world building. It's fine. And I am just about to finish this one, but I'll go ahead and throw it in. It is Fight by Sloane St. Jane. It's the Sky... Why am I reading it off of this? It is the Sky Ridge Hot Shots series. So there's other ones in this series, not written by her. It's like a group of authors wrote these. But there you have it. That is the start of this year's library. Cute. I feel like this is as good as any place to wrap it up. So thank you so much for hanging out with me, for spending some productive time with me. I got a lot of work done today. Maybe we'll talk more about work and what it's like working for yourself in the next one. All right, thank you so much for hanging out. Appreciate it. Do all the things, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you guys. Bye.